satisfaction formula. Okay, so this will be our module 2 on the customer maximization system, choosing a traffic source. Now, a lot of people will tell me when I ask them, okay, oh, I have a challenge getting people to go to my offer. I have a problem in picking a traffic source. But the problem is that the truth is that you might have a business model problem, an offer problem, or a measurement problem. But the truth is, you don't have a traffic problem. I know that sounds counterintuitive. I'm going to explain myself. You don't have a traffic problem. There is nothing like a traffic problem. There is traffic everywhere. People are begging to give you traffic, literally. I know you don't believe that. We're going to talk about it in a few seconds. Businesses are created to give you traffic. I missed a word there. Businesses have been created. Their job is to give you traffic. The only thing you need to do is to determine and decide how much traffic you want and how much you should be paying for it to be profitable. That's it. There's nothing like traffic. If you want 1,000 people to be on your website today and you have your money, you go and run paid adverts and then put enough money to take 1,000 people to your site. So you don't have a traffic problem. You have a traffic conversion problem. You have a problem about being able to match what you pay for traffic to what you got from the traffic. You don't have a traffic problem. I want that in your head. There is traffic everywhere. There's traffic on Facebook. There's traffic on YouTube. There's traffic on LinkedIn. There's traffic on Twitter. Many tools, many businesses have been created that their job is to get you traffic. There are traffic generators out there. If you say, I want 10,000 people to visit my page today, they will deliver it to you. So you don't have a traffic problem. You have a payment for traffic problem or the effort for traffic problem. This is very important. As I continue here to drill this home for you and then what you're going to do about it. Once you understand the Fearless Netpreneur's customer maximization system, customer value optimization, then you become unstoppable. Because at that point, once you can put your funnel or your system together in a way where no matter how much you spend to traffic, you are going to make more at the back end, then you become unstoppable because you can get any traffic you want. The question is, is your offer going to convert enough to to make more money than you are spending? So traffic is not your problem. I need you to get that counterintuitive issue. Google, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, they are all 24/7 traffic generators. I want that to sink in a little. Because some of you, your brain is still rebelling a little. Now, what do you mean I don't have a traffic problem? Nobody has visited my site in a week. But does it mean that the traffic is not there? It's there. You are not getting them there, and then you are not paying the money to get them there. You pay the money or you do what you need to do, they'll get them there. The question is, your cost to get people to your traffic, is it less than the profit you are making from that traffic? And that is why your funnel is so critical. That is why the customer satisfaction system is so critical, because it determines how much you are able to pay for a traffic. That's where I'm going. It determines how expansive you can go. That's why, for instance, some lawyers, and I know because this is my business, my law office does it. I don't do personal injury, but we have one of our lawyers who's insisting that personal injury is how we become multimillionaire. So we say, okay, you go start the department, and he has started it, and they're doing great. I was stunned to hear that if you're in the personal injury, you want to run advert for personal injury, those who run the traffic, they charge as much as $100, $200 per click. Did you hear that? You can go check. They gave the man an order, and he got to me that maybe I should go into traffic generation for lawyers. The cheapest they typically charge will be $50, $40 per click or not per order. But guess what? Personal injury lawyers are able to pay it because one case, they can make $200,000. One case, they can make you get a wrongful death thing, that's $500,000 type of income you are looking at when they settle. Or you get an accident case where somebody lost their leg, or an accident case where they got injured. The man has done a few. He doesn't get plenty, but that one that he gets, you hear 68,000 is our own share. That's 30% of whatever they make. They get, or 40%. That's how they do it in America. It's about 40% of the settlement. And typically they don't charge the client. So it's free. You represent them for free. But when you get settlement, you get 40% of the settlement. So we have a few now. Take one that Nedu is doing right now, wrongful death. Somebody went for operation in the hospital and all of them ended up dying. And he was only 32 years old. So they're going to compound his life and all of that. When we get to that settlement, if once the thing is sorted out, that guy is not going to get less than $5 million. Maybe $3 million at worst case scenario, if they count the fact that, okay, he doesn't have a college degree. But by the time they negotiate the whole thing. But my law firm is going to be getting 40% of that. It may take them 6 months. But when it drops, it's 1.something million that drop. So they can afford to pay $100 per click. That's what I'm talking about. Because what is behind that click, if they get 100 clicks and they pay $100, okay, that is $10,000. And they get one client out of that, a good client out of that. That's a killer. If they are paying $50 to get 200 clients, if they are converting at even 1%. Let me not go too much into the details. My point is, your customer's satisfaction system, okay, is what gets you to that point where paying big money, in other words, no longer matter whether you are expert at if your funnel is solid. Or you are going to be telling yourself, if I can get 100 people to my page at $10, I'm good. At $10 each, that's 1,000. There are marketers that are like that now. They are not worried about whatever. You get into their funnel, their money will come out. If not now, 3 months from now. Russell Brunson is one of those guys. And I'm not kidding you guys. Russell Brunson spends more than $1 million a month on adverts with all the popularity of ClickFunnels. But he has worked out his maths. If he spends $1 million, he probably will make $2 million from that advert. And then the money continues. It's all about the CMS. Okay? So let's keep it going. The customer maximization system. All of these places are just waiting to sell you ultra-targeted traffic. You only need to understand how to measure what a particular source of traffic is what, and how to extract maximum immediate and long-term value from that traffic. Now you are seeing the mental basis about why you need to have a solid funnel. You can't do that just by carrying 1 or 2 products around. You will not be able to compete for every traffic because you can't pay the money. You can't afford to spend $100 to get somebody to buy your book of $29. You are going to go bankrupt. That is a loss of $80 per sale. The more sale you make, the more base you enter. But if you have a powerful funnel behind it, it will not matter. If your funnel averages you about $600 per customer, then it doesn't matter how much you spend to get a customer. As long as it's less than $600, you're fine. And that is what you see with most of those guys online, that you think, oh, they are selling $39 product with adverts. That's not what they are selling. They're selling a funnel. They're selling the front end of their funnel. And many times, the front end of your funnel is a loss leader. You make a loss for every sale that you get. But your funnel is strong enough that you know that you're going to make it in the second or third upsell or in the recurrent income that they're bringing. It sounds a little bit technical or a little bit deep, but you guys are getting to the deep waters right now. So I got to start feeding you some serious meat here. Okay? And some of this stuff will stay with you forever. You may not get the value today, you may not, but it's in your brain. It's there. I'm planting it right now. It may take you 2 years to finally begin to bring it out and utilize, but it's in your spirit. You got to know how to measure what a particular source of traffic is what, and how to extract maximum immediate and then long-term value from that traffic. And the journey to that starts with how you put your funnel together. The journey to that, being able to get the maximum money. A lot of people bought Mobimatic when I keep going back to that first launch, because it's probably the perfect launch I've ever done in terms of putting my funnel together. And I'm going to walk you through the funnel for Mobimatic, by the way. If not today, then when we come back tomorrow, we sat down and because this was still hot in my head then, I just went to J. Abrams' free courses. And we sat down, we spent days deciding on that funnel. We didn't just sit down and say, okay, this is going to be our 7-product funnel. We ask questions. Okay, when they buy this, what is the next thing that they definitely will need? We kick it around. Eventually we agree, is this one. And then we go, what is the next thing they need after that? We brainstorm it, me, Ifiok, and mostly members of his team. And then we agree, this is it. And then we say, we're going to create that. And then we came all the way back. What if somebody doesn't buy this? What can we do to try to make him? We know they need it. Maybe they are not buying it because they don't have the money or whatever. What can we do to still take some more money from their pocket? Then we came up with the downsells. So instead of paying us $97 for this product, the person said, no, I don't want. But then we redirect them to the downsell and say, okay, well, will you still get it? Why don't you get it right now for only $47? Because we put some reasons there. But what we are really doing is trying to put our hand in his pocket to get some money out. Money is money. It's the same customer, remember? It costs us the same amount of money to bring him to that funnel. So it's not costing us much more money. All that downsells and all the other stuff we are doing doesn't cost us extra money. It only reduces the money we make from the guy. But we are not paying more money to get that guy to get into that funnel. It's already there. That is called customer maximization at its excellence. My best work ever when it comes to marketing online was Mobimatic. That's why I love to talk about it. After that, everything fell apart a little bit in terms of some laziness in there, some presumptions, some assumptions, some too know, some now feeling that you're too big to do something. All of that then affected every subsequent launch, even though I still had some great launches. I've never done 430,000 again after that. I've done 300, 350, 250, but I've never done 400. Why? Because every little part of that your funnel matters. Buyer that is my general manager now cannot say now in the last 5 launches we did before we all went into vacation, quote and unquote, for 3 years. I don't think we ever sat down and have a real brainstorming session on the products in our launch. Meanwhile, it's critical. We just suggest a little bit, okay, maybe this is what we should do, but we never spend an hour on it. Meanwhile, Mobimatic, we spent like 3 days deciding what products before we even created it. We know we're going to do Mobimatic's mobile app software. We know that one is the front-end product. But the products that will be in the funnel, we didn't spend time. Now we don't spend time on it. But then we spent almost like 4 or 5 days. We got tired of discussing. So, okay, let's continue tomorrow. Then we take the product. Now, when we now think it's a solid product, then a solid funnel, then we went to create the product. Then we create the pages. You don't create the product in your funnel before you plan it. I know I'm jumping a bit, but it's still in the context here. But flow with me here. Tactics are worthless if you don't understand the customer maximization process. In this step 2, what you want to tell yourself, what you want to believe, if you really want to believe the truth, is not being omnipresent. I hear a lot of these gurus say that now, but they're deceiving you. I swear to God. I'm not saying they're lying. I'm not saying what they're doing is not working, but you need somebody with deep pockets to really be omnipresent for real. Because you can't manage Instagram and manage LinkedIn and manage Clubhouse yourself. You will burn out. You cannot do it. So they have freelancers that manage each of those sites separately. They pay them separately. And then they spend unbelievable amounts of money on traffic. You will not believe it if you didn't get close to them, and I did. I went to cruises with them for over 8 years. I'm going to be going again for the one coming up in January and April. I've been telling every one of you that is the kind of money you should save up for. It's end of January and end of April. If you want to register, let me know. Cost you, if you're going alone, the whole thing costs you. They even have a $1,500 one, including buying and including all the food, all the drinks on the cruise. You just come with your clothes. Everything else is paid for, including the tip on the cruise. My point though is that I did all of that. Every one of them, without exception, they spend mountains of money on traffic on advertisement to get traffic. Because getting traffic is not their problem. They know if I can get 10,000 people to this site, I will make $1 million. That is their thinking because they have the funnel. Mike feels same especially. That is why he can do a launch and give 50% commission. I remember that very well. Butterfly manuscript. No, not butterfly manuscript. That was before my time. I saw that. Traffic Genesis. I'm sorry. Traffic Genesis was the product. It was a book on the front end, but it ended up with a software at the last part of the funnel. It was paying, not everybody, well-known affiliate marketer that knows that will get him traffic, not the people like you or me that might get him only 10 people to his site at that time. People can get him hundreds. Of course, they know themselves, just like I know everybody who's doing well in JV Zoo if I want to do that kind of move. And he told them, I want you to market for me on this thing. I will pay you 150%. If somebody buys the front end at $47, I will pay you 70 something dollars, 150%. I will pay you 74. For every $47 sale you get from me, I will pay you 70 something dollars. I didn't understand it then until like maybe a few years later. I thought something's wrong here. I didn't get it. How can a man pay more than what he's making? I didn't know about funnel. He never taught me. My physician never taught me that. He just kept saying it. He never shared that secret sauce. I ended up learning it later. But because, of course, I was very young in the game then, there is no respect. I've not made any money for him to come and be calling me and telling me the secret. So I just bought. So I don't blame him. My point was, my physician was very confident of his customer maximization system, of his funnel. He ended that launch with $3.4 million profit. That same launch that was giving people 150% of the front end. Of course, the upsell number one, then it gives you 30% of that. Upsell number two, it gives you 30%, and then the upsell number four, 20%. He started reducing the commission as he goes so that he can keep more money. But his funnel had 9 products in it. By the time you yourself have gone through that funnel as a buyer, you will know that you have entered war. It's like entering a trap. Once you buy the first one, to escape is difficult. You say, I don't want. They send it to another mouth-watering offer. Before you know it, you are reading. Before you read, you have bought. He ended up with $3.4 million in a 7-day sale. That's my own daddy right there. In 2000 and maybe 3-4. Sorry, 2014, 2013, 2014 kind of thing. Sorry. But 9 years ago. And he used only one traffic source. Affiliate marketers. That's where I'm going. Your traffic source can be adverts. Your traffic source can be Clubhouse. The master one, the one that converts for you most. You stay focused on that source, and once mastered, then you add a second one, and then you add a third one. You hear me? I'm not saying you should use only one traffic source forever, but you have one at a time that you master. You cannot master all of them same time. Once you have mastered Clubhouse, you have your routine down. Maybe every day you open a room. Like John Lee now, he has mastered Clubhouse. Every day, even with all the pandemonium going on, the Clubhouse is messing up. The man is still opening his room every day. That's a traffic source for him. He knows what he's looking for there. Join JL.club. That's all he wants in that place. He doesn't want anything else. He's trusting his funnel. That once you join JL.club, the funnel will take over on his own and take you through the series over the next 1 year. Some of his own funnels, they activate second month, third month. It's crazy, some of these guys. I'm talking about funnel that is mapped out to take money from your pocket over the next 1 year. But they get you in at that front end. Then you go see meme. Okay? You go. So that is what I want you to be. Don't jump from one pillar to the other. If you are saying it's Clubhouse you want to master now, keep doing it. Keep doing everything you can there. I'm saying it. I wish I also would be able to do now. This is one of those stuff that I teach that I've not really done well. But I did try, which is what when I discovered Clubhouse in 2021, I basically abandoned Facebook, abandoned everywhere, and I focused only on Clubhouse. I was spending 8 hours a day or more on Clubhouse. But in retrospect, I realized it was more emotion than me trying to actually master it for business. Because I was doing a lot of politics. I was doing a lot of stuff. It wasn't really a focused stuff. But now I'm awake. Okay? And I'm teaching you. Don't be like me, even if I fumbled on that. Before, I don't do any other sort of traffic other than affiliate traffic. I only launch on JVZoo. I don't even promote. I don't do going to Twitter, going to all those to post. I don't do any of that. And yet, I had the season of almost a year that I was doing over $100,000 a month every month. With all my traffic is affiliate traffic, none else. But after mastering that, I should have said, let me go master maybe LinkedIn. Spend the time, spend the energy, and maybe master it. But I did not. Do you get me? If you get me, give me a T. I know that I'm spending time here. The idea is much more than the actual physical thing that you're going to do. Building your funnel pages is the smallest of your problem. But why are you building it? That is what some people never knew until they died. They just know that it's not working. They're not making money. They don't know the strategy. You got to pick a traffic source. And that, by the way, is a homework. You are going to think about that. When we are done this week, I'm going to let you take that all this week to do that. Olufunke, put that as part of the homework I'm going to give. Maybe on Friday, you are going to come and you're going to tell me what traffic source are you going to focus on now to master. And you're going to explain why you're picking it or what you think is going to do for your business. And then I'm going to try to hold you to it if I can. Now, that does not mean you won't go to other traffic places, but you spend very little of your time. You're not going to go be spending 1 hour on threads if that's not your source of traffic that you want to master. It's a waste of your bloody time. You might as well spend that time, if it is Twitter you have picked, being on that Twitter. The more you are on the source, the more you know the nuances. Me, that when I opened Twitter before, within 5 minutes, I get 100, 200, maybe 500 people there. I opened one yesterday. I think the highest that came at the end of the day was 18. Was it 28? I can't remember, but it was not a lot. Because I've abandoned it since election time, since March. And then, of course, my followers too are mostly political. Even if I open political now, I'm not even sure they will come. Because I fought with, they don't like my ideology anymore. My point is, master a traffic source. When I focus on Twitter, I grew from less than 4,000 before, I think June last year or whatever, to over 40,000 in less than 6 months. Why? Because I'm there every day. I'm posting every day. When space came, I started doing spaces every day. So it stands to reason, and because I was talking politics, it stands to reason I'm going to attract a lot of political people. So same way, if I decide I want to be doing Twitter every day now and talking only on business, it's just a matter of time. First day might be only 2-3 people that showed up. Next day might be 2 or 3 people. But gradually, those who are in business will start getting that alert and they will start showing up. And in 6 months, the same thing that I did with my Peter Obi Andu, even if I don't change my Twitter account, I'm not going to change it. I just know that it's dead. I may have 42,000 right now that it says, but really, maybe those who are actively following me or reading my stuff, they're not even up to 1,000. I don't know. But if I decide I'm going to focus on that and start doing business every day and do 90% of my stuff, every once in a while, I know myself, I may still stray and put a little bit of okay, somebody even had a screenshot. Interesting. All right. Was this me yesterday? Yeah, that was my stuff. As you can see right there, I don't know how many is on this call right now. I can't tell from this screenshot, but you can see that there are 45 messages. People are chatting, people are interacting, which is a very good thing for converting space. If I'm doing this every day for just 2 hours, it will be amazing how much dominance I will get there if I decide to choose that. I myself will do the exercise. I have to focus, okay, which one is going to be my primary? Then you have one primary, one secondary. Everyone else, you're going to just spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just pass through and be disciplined. You have to, because me, I'm spending 8 hours a day. So obviously, I'm not going to be able to spend 4 hours in one place and 8 hours, all of them in one place. So I'm going to get the primary source that is going to take maybe 4 hours of my time. Open one in the morning, open one in the evening, like what's her name is doing now. Ellie. I'm very impressed with her. I went to her room the other day. I just got an alert that Ellie is live, and I click, I got it. She was the only one there, and she was talking. That is so impressed. I was so impressed. You're not going to, whether anybody comes or not, you're going to stay there and do your shit and get it recorded. So that way other people can view it later. I don't know what happened after I left, but I saw later that I think it ended up with about 8 people or so. So some people must have come in, and with the kind of thing she does, she doesn't need 100 people in her room. She doesn't need 50. She doesn't need 30. With 8 people, she can get a conversion, because it's like, call me for 15 minutes. People love to do that. And depending on what she's talking to them on 15 minutes, she can even be converting at 100%. I used to do that with Launchify 360, practically almost 100. You come on that call, you are buying. The only people that didn't buy are those who cannot find the money anywhere. They are like, I love it, I would like to buy, but I don't have any. Maybe there's nothing I could do for them. So, but if I do it every day, same way with you guys. Don't judge yourself by the number. Yeah, I know it can be depressing. Don't get me wrong. I don't think Ellie was smart. Sorry, go ahead.
Your microphone.
Yes.
It looks like it's a bit. I don't know if it's from my side.
Are you guys hearing me? I'm right in front of a desktop. I do this with desktop. I don't do phone. And I've been sitting.
There's something wrong with your microphone.
Something is wrong with it? Okay, let me exit and just come back. Maybe that sometimes you need that. Okay, is it better now?
Yes.
Yes, sometimes one probably has to do that. I don't know why that is so. I guess the thing just got tired of hearing my voice. So I was just saying that you take one source of traffic, and then you knock it to death. In season, out of season, you open your room. And I was explaining before my microphone went that I was very impressed with what I see Ellie do. I think Ellie is really underachieving in many other areas, but on that one, she's totally on top of it. Okay? She opened the room, there was nobody there. And when I got in there, she was talking. And then she welcomed me. I wasn't ready to talk then because I was in another place. Then after a while, I just left. But later I saw about 8 people on that call. What I'm saying is that is the spirit is going to take. You can't judge yourself by the number of people that came to your room. No, you are running a business. You record the room, say what you got to say, then just turn it to some kind of masterclass and just start doing stuff that you know you can use later, and then you record that. And then when people come in, you interrupt, and then you interact, and you go, but come back again tomorrow and do it. I think she does 2 rooms a day right now. Ellie, is that correct? Do you do 2 rooms a day on Clubhouse? Or is it 1?
Yeah, 2 rooms a day.
Exactly. That's somebody who wants to master a traffic source. And it will just be a matter of time, especially if the rooms she's opening are contiguous. In other words, they are around the same niche. She's not just jumping from one topic area to the other, so that people will know that's all she talks about when she comes, that niche space. Just like a John Lee always talking about how to make money online. One thing, that's all he ever talks. He has no time for politics. He has no time for romance. All he wants to do is 10 things that people do to make money. 7 things that rich people do that poor people don't do. 5 ways to make money right now on Instagram. That's all John Lee ever talks about. But guess what? His rooms are some of the fullest in the house. Now, even when he's not there, even when he's doing recording. Why? Because people in their head, they are used to it. They know that when they go in there, that's what they're going to hear. So when you master one, then you go to the next one. I want to be sure you guys are still following me here. I'm overemphasizing. It's workshop. Here are some traffic sources. Just going to put all of them out there. Okay? JV traffic. Like I told you, for like 6 years, that's all I used. I didn't use any. And I made millions. There's email marketing. There's social edu selling. My own words. Where basically you are posting every day to educate them into selling whatever it is you want. Take, for instance, a bishop who has a church software to sell. And edu sell will be to talk today, for instance, about how a pastor increased funding with Churchill, and then you just describe what happened to the pastor, like a kind of story, and then you tell them, go test, go check out Churchill. I've told you to book to get buyer to give you the one that gives you either 7-day or 14-day trial or 30-day trial. You can start with that. Everybody will want to try, but once they try it and they start putting their church members in there, then it becomes difficult for them to walk away. They probably will pay you. You may try that on some, you might try directly. But my point is, you can then come tomorrow and talk about how to keep track of your workers using Churchill. Then you talk about, then you describe it. That is edu selling. You describe how the team works. If possible, have a short video on that part of it, on that presentation. And we have a video everywhere on Churchill. You just download the video for that particular section. That's edu selling, for instance. But you bring it every day. It will get to a point they will be calling you Mr. Churchill if that's all you talk about. Then that means you are doing your job because you're selling a software. Social advertising. We'll talk about that. Banner advertising, blogging, organic social media, SEO. These are just about 9. That's 3, 6, 9. Just 9 out of so many others out there. What I'm saying is that we have not even listed a Clubhouse here or audio social apps, which is different from social advertising. You pick one and then master. There are some that all they do is they do email marketing. They don't do anything else to sell their products. They don't bother to go and post on social media. They don't go and what they do is they have what they do to generate new leads. And then all they do is send follow-up marketing. And they're doing great. Every traffic source is good once you master it. All right? If you get step 2, give me a 2, give me a 2, give me a 2 before we